Hello students, welcome to week 12. Today we move to another topic, which is Google Sites. Okay, so in your Google products, you see you have Gmail, Drive, Doc, Sheet, Slides, Sites. Okay, Google Sites lets you create a website. So what is a website? It's a stupid question because we use them every day, but at some point there were no websites, right? And the first websites were very primitive, were very simple. It was just a page, maybe several pages linked together with text. Then people were able to add pictures. Now sites are very interactive, right? You can what? So now sites are very interactive. You can watch videos. There's many animations. So sites are changing. Now many people have their Facebook page, TikTok. So websites are not as popular for individuals, but if you run a business, you must have a website, right? Where you can sell your products, you can advertise your products, people can visit your virtual store. And there are many programs that can help you to create a website. Before, it was very difficult to create a website. You had to know programming. You had to have special programs. It was very complex. Now there's several services, and we will use Google Sites. Google Sites is a free application. Okay. Anyone can create a website. So we will see what we can do. To start, there will be an assignment. You and your friend will have to create a website, so you'll work together. So right now, as I'm teaching, please start thinking what website you would like to create. Is it informational, like about Chiang Mai, or informational? It could be all about coffee, or all about tea, or maybe a shop, maybe a private school, maybe anything. You just need to decide what website you want to create, and then you'll create your own website. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. So you go to your thing and then sites in Google Sites, and it will ask you what kind of a website do you want to create. There's a blank one. You can create one for a club. You can create one for a class, for your portfolio, right? All your work. So let's look at the club. So we create a club. The first question you might ask is, what's our address? It's an interesting topic because when you create a website, it's just a collection of different pages linked together with files, with media, images, text. But if you want a name, for example, babycats.com or whatever, you need to purchase a domain name. Okay, so in this class we don't purchase domain names. You will just have a website with all the pages stored at Google, and then in the future, if you want, you can purchase a domain name, and then the domain name will be linked to your page. Okay, so they already have your template. Okay, and now there's 3 sub pages. Okay, so you see we can choose a theme. Okay, we choose this. You can do it yourself, or you can choose what they give you. And then look here, pages. So we have 3 pages. Home, it takes you back to the home page. Events, which will have calendar, upcoming events, some pictures, and about. You can have more, but the thing is, if you will put too much, it will be confusing. So it's a good idea to have a few here and then maybe sub pages. Just always think about your audience. Some websites are so bad, right? You cannot find anything. You go and visit and looking, and you cannot find anything. Some people put too much media, right? You open the page, suddenly there's a video, there's some animation, and then if you have a slow internet, then it's again not good. So websites must be informative and yet simple, right? Because if imagine someone visits your website, they've never been on your page. If it's very difficult, it's not a good idea. You all know, I won't show you examples of bad websites because some organizations won't like me doing it, but you all know bad websites, right? You go and then you cannot find anything. It's all so confusing, and you cannot change the language, and then and a very important thing is websites must be updated. So for example, here we have events, right? So if you go on this page and it has not been updated for 5 years, it's like this organization, maybe they disappeared. Okay, so for example, we're happy with this. Everything looks great. Of course, for your homework, you will change everything. You can change it. You can put your own pictures. You must put your own pictures, etc. But let's imagine that we are done. So you click publish. Web address, name of club. Okay, I will put famous 5. Okay, so the website address will be https://sites.google.com/g.cmru.ac.th famous 5. Anyone in Chiang Mai Rajapat University who can view my site. I change it to change draft restricted, publish site, public, publish site, public. Okay, draft is restricted, but when I publish, it will be available to anyone. Okay, done. Request public source. Okay, very important feature here. Do you want Google to find your site or not? If you click here, they will not find your site. If you don't click, they will find. You decide what you want. Okay, because some organizations have websites only for people in that organization. They don't want Google to display it. Okay, publish. Okay, so I copy link. So now we go to here, Control V. This is my website, famous 5. Okay, this is my website. You can click events, and there's a calendar. You can put your Google Calendar. So the nice thing about it, every time you update your Google Calendar, I will teach you it's next class how to do it. It will be updated. So you can update your calendar on your using your phone, and then it will update automatically on the website. That's how nice, right? So then you can put Google Documents, Google Sheets here. So it's very convenient. You don't even need to open sites. You can implement small changes using your smartphone, and then it will appear here. So very nice. About, you click About, History, who we are. Okay, you can of course change all of this. So this is the published site. So let's go back to the sites. What else do we have here? Images, tools, analytics, right? Enable analytics. Okay, this is you need to get a special thing from Google to be able to analyze who is visiting your website. Announcement banner. Okay, this is for later. I don't want to for second lecture, I don't want to overload you with new information. So basically, you before you make a website, this is what you should do. Okay, just a second. I will use this paint. You need to think how your website will work. So for example, this is your home page, home. And then from home, you can have 3 things: events, about, and home. When people click on home, they go back to home, right? So events, what things do you want in events? About, what things do you want to put in about? You know, maybe one. So each node is a page, right? And on each page you'll have some pictures, some text. Okay, so this is what website developers do. First, they draw a plan, what your website will have, how many pages, right? How many pages? How can you go back to the home page? How can you find things? Is there a search thing? Is there how do you classify things, right? How do you organize it? You need to think carefully, because when people visit your website, it represents your organization. Imagine you want to study at a university. Someone told you that it's a very good university. You visit their web page, and then suddenly the web page is horrible, right? It hasn't been updated in many months. Everything is all over the place. You cannot change the language. You start thinking maybe the university is bad, because you judge the book by its cover, you judge the organization by their website, right? You think why it's and you know, before websites were very difficult to create. Organizations had to hire website designers. It was very expensive to create, very difficult to update. Today, anyone can do it. You don't need to know anything. It's as easy as making a PowerPoint presentation. You just need to know what you want, right? If you know, it's like building a house. You invite a builder, they will do it for you. But so this builder is Google. But you need to tell the builder, or you need to tell the Google what it is that you want. You need to decide what color you want, what pictures you want, how you want to link everything. So you and your friend need to discuss what's your website, how many pages you want, what do you want to put, just pictures, or do you want to put YouTube, do you want to put files, do you want to put spreadsheet, very important, okay? And then you can do it. So going back, so you see this is our home, and on the home page, okay, so you can put famous 5 here, name of club, famous 5. Okay, so now what I did here is only for me. If we come to the real website and we click, it still has name of club, right? It has not changed because I have not published it. So okay, I'm happy with it. I click publish. Okay, then now I go to the website and I click update. Okay, it still has not updated, so just wait a second. Sometimes it takes time. Publish settings, just a second. Famous 5. Okay, publish. Okay, now I click update and it still has not changed. I wonder why. Okay, this is live, this is real internet, real thing, so maybe it takes some time. We'll see how much time it takes to okay, view publish site. Okay, so sometimes you need to reload the page. So now this is the real thing. You see here, famous 5. So this is the real website. So what hackers do, right? They get access to what the owner of the website can do, and then they start writing nonsense, right? They can put bad pictures, put bad words, right? This is what hackers do. They do what only the owners of the website are supposed to do. So very important to have strong passwords, right? Don't let double authentication, so no one can hack your account. Okay, we can replace the picture, right? So okay, anchor, this is anchor image, change image. Okay, let's find, okay, I put this picture. Okay, famous 5. Okay, it is always this is a Google product, so it's saved automatically all the time, so you don't need to do anything. Whatever you do is saved. All changes are saved in Drive. This is wonderful, right? We can preview it. What is preview? You do preview, and look down, large screen, small screen, smartphone. Very important to know how people who use smartphones will see it, right? Because today many people use smartphones, so it's very important to understand how it will be viewed. Again, because some people put so much stuff thinking that everyone has a big screen, and then when you open it from your phone, it's very confusing, right? The goal of any website creation is to make it easy. People want to buy something, it should be easy, right? For example, I don't enjoy Lazada, because I open it from, first of all, every time I want to open the website, it tells me to download the app. I downloaded the app, then I open, there's many things popping up, do this, do that, so it's a little irritating, okay? So should be user friendly. So I'm publishing, okay, reloading this thing. Okay, so I guess it takes some time to reload. Okay, now it has reloaded, okay, because I'm accessing my own website from the internet. Famous 5. So when you will create your websites, your website address will start the same, but then / instead of famous 5, you will have your name. Your name, again, please don't choose difficult, right? Imagine if your name is difficult, it will be something like some websites in Thailand, they put Thai name in English letters, like Ayutthaya food, and then there's so many ways to spell Ayutthaya, right? So put something easy, right? So it's easy to tell people. So I'm famous for -5. Okay, easy. Okay, another thing, share with others, right? This is what will happen. You will share this website with your friend, right? And you'll work together. So one student will start and then invite your colleague, and you will work together, right? So you can tell, okay, I'm working on events and you're working on about, and then I'm looking for text, you're looking for pictures, okay? So you'll work together. So again, add, and then you'll add by email. Okay, and then settings. This is all about, you can find logo. We'll go over this a little in next class, but for now, this is the, and you see they have buttons. Okay, so events, just a second. You see I click on events, and then I click on the 3 dots. I can make it as a home page, okay? I can duplicate it, I can have 2 pages like that. Add sub page. Okay, so properties, advanced. Okay, so it can I can have events page that will take you to another website. We don't want that. So okay, add sub page. Okay, so add sub page called archive. Okay, archive, and then about. Okay, okay, let's say we want Wikipedia. Okay, just a second. there's such thing as Easy English Wikipedia, so Simple English Wikipedia. Okay, I copy the address, and look what I do. I go, for example, About, Add Subpage, Advanced, Custom Path. Custom path doesn't work. Okay, doesn't work. Never mind. I will use it. I will tell you later. I will show you another trick. You can hide some pages from navigation, so they won't be visible for now, right? You don't want to delete them, you just want to hide them from your public because you're still building them. You can delete it. Properties. Okay, custom path. Maybe a link to your drive, but let's not touch that. Okay, so I'm happy with everything. Publish. Okay. Reload. Okay, and reload again. Okay, you see now events has one sub page. I can go in archive, right? It's empty. I have not put anything, but it's there. You see how it works? Okay, so let's now, and you can create many websites. So let's go, this is my Google Drive. I made a website. So I open it. Okay, and I copy the link. Sorry, it's called language learning repository. Okay, I copy the link. Copy link. Okay, Control V. So it's the website is same as before, /LLR, language learning repository. So I dedicated the website to languages. So you see, I have English, French, Spanish, Russian, Foreign Service Institute. So if you click here, it will take you, okay, this one is not ready, but for example, textbooks. Okay, sorry, it's a little slow. Again, Foreign Service Institute. If you click here, it takes you to another website outside of my website, and they have, you see how many languages available for learning. Okay, but now let's go English textbooks. I click here, and I have some books. It's not this website, I have not published it yet. I'm still building it, so it doesn't work. Let's see. Okay, French. Okay, with French I put some audio files and PDFs. Okay, so look, I click on PDF and it will open a totally new page with the PDF. Okay, and then I go back and audio, I click on audio and it's opening the file and we will hear it if we click.
Joli tambour, s'en revenait de guerre. Joli tambour, s'en revenait de guerre. Errant, rabataplan, s'en revenait.
Okay, so this is what I did. I put books online. right? So why I did this website, it's basically for myself. So if I need any book, I can find it on this website. I remember this website. I don't need to log in anywhere. I just enter my website and then it will come up, and then I can find whatever material. I just need to organize it better and then it will work. Okay, and then just a second. As you can see, my site, I've spent some time building it, so I have, look, many sub pages. I divided it by language. So you go into English and you have textbook, grammar, dictionary, reader. You go into French, textbook, grammar, dictionary, reader. So I divided everything by the language, and then the language is subdivided into textbook and grammar and dictionary. So this way it's very easy to find things, right? You just need to know, oh, I'm looking for a grammar book in French grammar book, okay, and then you go there. So it's not difficult, it just takes time, right? You need to sit and add files and check how it works, check if it opens, if it's all linked together, right? Links should work if you click on something. There's no limit to what you can do. You just need to have imagination. And let's see. Another website. So I was trying to build a language website in Thai, right? I cannot speak Thai, but I prepared translations for everything. Okay, now it's very easy. You can add a Google Translate and it will translate the pages, or people can do it, before it was difficult. But what I'm telling you, if you have the text and it's translated correctly, you can build websites in Chinese even without speaking Chinese. You just need to know where each text is going, where pictures are going. Okay, just a second. Just a moment, please. Okay, just a second. So this famous 5, we have buttons, right? Different buttons, mailing list. You can create a mailing list. So after people enter their email address, you will have a special function to email them. Okay, it's not difficult. You just need to understand how it works. You can have a newsletter. You can have your symbol for Facebook, for Instagram, TikTok. Okay. Many businesses now don't even want to build their websites. They just have a Facebook page, and that's enough. But I think if you are, serious, you should still have a web page, so you don't depend on Facebook. You can lose your access to Facebook. They can ban you. They can restrict you, right? And so you totally depend on them, and then you need to pay them money. I think it's better to have your own website. Continue using Facebook, but also have your own thing, so you don't depend on others as much. Okay, so now let's watch this explanation a little bit. He will explain the same thing which I told you, and in using different words.
There, Jamie Keat here today at Teachers Tech. Hope you're having a great day today. Today I want to show you how to use Google Sites. So Google Sites is available in your Google account and it's for free. You can create a website. So I'm going to go through from scratch, starting a new website and showing you all the different things you can do to it by creating multiple pages, adding videos, and making sure you know how to share it to other people when you're working with it, and then publishing it to the world or to a select group of people. So today on Teachers Tech, let's get started with Google Sites. So before we get started here today, I just want to mention down below in the description, I'll timestamp everything, which means all you have to do is click on the little number next to the description, and we'll jump to that chapter if you're looking for something specific rather than having to watch the whole video. But first of all, where do you find Google Sites? There's a few different ways you can find it. The first way I'm going to show you is just to type in Google Sites. I'm already logged into my account. You need to be logged into your Google account to access it. But if I just type in Google Sites and search and look at the first one, it brings me right to Google Sites. When I click on this, it brings me to a place where I can start my new Google Sites. I could type in sites.google.com and it will bring me into the same place. But remember, you do need to be logged into your Google account for you to access this way. At this point, I could just go ahead and click on blank. Notice that there's templates too. Towards the end of this video, I'll show you how the templates work. It's a great way to save yourself a lot of time in planning, but I'm going to start off with the blank ones just so you know all the different points. The other way to start a Google Sites, and I'm just going to click on the Google Apps, which is all part of all the different, when you're logged in as Google, you'll see, I'm going to go over to my Google Drive, and you can open it right from here. So I could right click right on it, and you can see if I go to more, and then go down, Google Sites is right here, and it will go to creating a Google Sites, and I can also do it from new, more, and you're going to see Google Sites that way too. The one thing I wanted to point out, though, I like doing it this way. A lot of times what I'll do is make a folder here if I'm starting a new Google site. So I'm just going to call this website, and I'll hit create. And so I have this new folder, and I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to create my Google Sites from within here, because I just like to kind of keep it organized in a folder. If I put other things into that one area, you don't have to do this, but it's going to be saved in your Google Drive. I'm just organizing it into a folder. So I'm going to go ahead to more, Google Sites, and now it's opening up Google Sites. It's giving me my blank site, and I'm good to go from here. The first thing I like to do after I create my website and in a certain area of my drive is to title it, because you could have lots of different websites. So in this case today, this is just an example. I'm going to go ahead, type example here, and notice when I do that, it changed down here. Now this is going to be the file name. If I look at it, I'm going to go back over to Google Drive here, and here's the website that I just created and I titled, and it's in that website folder that I made, and it's called example. Now I can go ahead and change this here. So let's say my website today is going to be all about dogs, and we'll just leave it like this. And notice it doesn't change the file name. So I have, this is going to be what my website's about and the title to the website, but it doesn't change this. If I go back over here, this is still called example. So that's the first thing I like to do, is making sure everything is named correctly. Before you get started, is there anybody else you're working on this website with? So this isn't about publishing it to whoever's viewing it. It's about, do you have other teachers helping you create this? Is there a group project that you need everybody collaborating on? Now, to add more people, you've created the original file in your Google Drive. You need to come up to here where it says share with others, and you click on this, and just like other Google documents, you can share, and there's sharing restrictions. So you can see if I click on the share with people settings, it will go back. Editors can publish, change permissions, and add new people. So do you want them to have those permissions? I can add people to this. So if I clicked on it, I'm adding people, and I can send them a message to it. I'm going to hit cancel on that one. I can also have different links. So if I go down here, I can change how the links are, change it to anybody that drafts, anybody in teachers tech can view it. If I go to restricted, only people added to the link. So people that I've added to the link can view it, but maybe it's within your organization. So if you're thinking about maybe kids in a class, they'll be able to create a group and they're working on a website together, and making sure that you go through these options. Or would you want it completely public? So this is how we would share to be working with other people. That's different than the publish button. And I'll talk about the publishing more later when we have our website, to give an example when we've added some pages. But this is publish, how we push it to be seen on the web so people can view it from there. Before we start adding content and more pages to our website, you can choose a theme. Now it is limited. Over on the right hand side, you can see there's insert and there's pages and themes, and this is where we're going to insert our content. But under themes, currently it's just selected as the simple, and there's a color picked right here. If I click on a different color, you can see the slight tone changes to it. I can also pick my own color at the end when you hit the bucket, and then put the hex number in it to get the exact color you're looking for. Now you can also pick a font, and they've limited with the fonts. They go well with the page, but you are limited to the ones that they're giving right there. Now I'm just going to pick a theme to start with. I'm going to go with this one down here. I'm going to go with this color, and I'm going to pick the slab as my font style. So now I can start from this theme and adding pictures and content. At any time I can go back and change the themes here too. But you don't always have to have themes. You can break things down individually and customize it the way you want to. Okay, so before I move on, I want to change the image to this here. Now, there's different ways you can change your images. You can click here, change image. If we go select image right here, you can do, they have the ones that are...
You see, he explains really well, but he forgot to tell you that before you do your site, you need to decide what you want, how many pages, sub-pages you need, other, so don't think about colors first think about the how it will work, how many pages. Think about it like as a tree, right? Tree with roots
already available for you. So if you wanted a certain picture or design, you can go through and then you just click and hit select, and you can see the background change. Now if I go through, I'm going to go back to select image again. I just wanted to point out you can go by URL. If you had a certain image, you know where it was on the internet, and you could put the URL there. You could search for it in here. So if it was dogs, I could look for dogs in here. Do remember only select images that you have confirmed that you have the license to use. So making sure that if you're putting images on your website that you have the licenses to do that. You have your albums. These are ones uploaded to my Google, and there's Google Drive. Do you have any of the images in your Google Drive that you could use? Now, what I'm going to do, actually, I'm going to close this. I'm going to go change image, and I'm going to upload the image. And the image I'm going to upload is from this site right here, Pexels. I've already downloaded this one, but this site, you can use them. They're royalty free to use, and so that's why I'm going to use this site here. And I'm going to go upload, and this one, it's on my computer already, and I'm going to just click and hit open, and you can see I have the puppies, the golden retriever puppies in the background here, and I can change the header type too. So maybe it's the opening page and you just want the full page to be image behind. I could do cover. So now this would be the first page here that I have, and then maybe you didn't want that, you could go larger banner, or you could go to banner, which it was before, or you could go title only, and it will remove the image behind it too. So I'm just going to leave it at larger banner for this example here today. So I have my image. Now the next step I want to go down to is the bottom of the page and add a footer. At the bottom of the page, if you hover your mouse down, you'll notice add footer. So the footer is going to go across all your pages. So it's a horizontal block that if you click add, this is where you can add information, and it's always going to stay the same. With our horizontal top, the title part, that you can change that on every page. You can change the different images, but the footer is going to be the same on every page. So maybe you might want to put a link to your, if I paste, you can see I have a link to my website that I could add to it. I could highlight it and make sure it's an actual link in here, so this could go across all the pages. I could also add, if I have my social media, I could add information so people could click on that, and it's always going to stay the same. So notice when I add these blocks, it becomes across the bottom. If I want this gone, all I have to do is hit the garbage can and it will be gone. I can duplicate this section here too, and I can change select the background. Now it's defaulted because of the theme that I picked, but if I go to it and I wanted to maybe have an image in the background, I could do it that way. So if I go to select image, and I'll use one of these pattern ones, and you'll see that now I have a different, it's different in the background, and it makes the adjustment to show the font. So you can make adjustments just like that. Now, this is where I'm going to preview the page, and I haven't really talked about that before, but if I go up, you can take a look what things are looking like, how it would look like on the web. So if I click this preview right here, it starts to give you an idea that we have our title up here, we have our footer down here, you can see the link that I have here. We can go across and see what it would look like on a phone, on a tablet. Right now it's defaulted to the large screen, how it would be on a computer. But if I want to go mobile, it gives an idea what it would look like and how it adjusts based on the pictures and everything. So it will adjust to fit the different devices. When you want to get out of this, just hit the X, and then we're back to this, and now we're ready to add some content to the page.
Question: would you build a website for a major brand with more than 200 million users?
All right, let's say that you've accidentally closed down your tab on this one. So if you close it down and you're wondering where to get it, your Google sites back up again, it's just saved in that folder, right? So you can search for it if you've saved it in the folder or the title that you called it, and you just go ahead and click on it again, and it will pop right back open and you're ready to work because it saves automatically. Now I'm just going to make a change to this title. I could delete it if I want. If I delete, I don't have to have the title here, but I'm just going to call this dogs here just to stay within my theme, and I'm going to highlight this and make it bold. I could italicize it if I want. I could even make it a link. So if I had a website I wanted it to go to, I could go ahead, highlight it, put the link in, and hit apply, and it will take me to that site. Now, the first thing I want to show you how to insert is text. Now, there's a few different ways how to do this. You can just go over to insert a text box, and then if you click on it, it creates a horizontal block across your whole website here. So I'm just going to say type info in here, spell things correctly. So if I'll just put in info here, and you can see how it kind of formats through here. Now, I'm going to do this one more time, and a different way to do this would be I could just double click over here. If I double click, it pops up with this here, and it's the same thing of these over here. So it's kind of just a shortcut. I could just click, and I'll do text again, and I'll say type info here, and I'll just put 2. Now what I can do here is change the size of these blocks. So if I decided, and I like how they have the little grid lines, I could decide to go to here with this one, shrink this one over here, and decide to move it. I can go and grab that handle again and move it up here. So I can type in these different text boxes, and I can move them around the page depending on how I want, because I might decide to add an image in too. So if I go ahead to the image, and I could select an image or upload an image, I'm just going to go and we'll use one of these ones that I have downloaded from that site. I could drop it up in here. So now I have text, image in here, and I can resize the images too. So I could resize if I wanted it smaller. You can see how I did that just by grabbing the handles to it, and it's cropping as I do it too. So if I go back in it here and I hit the crop, I can zoom up, move around to a certain part of the image when I get it, hit there, and then really highlight what I want out of the image too. So I can type the information I have over here, add my images, and I can move these all around. I can link the images just like text. So if I select the image, click the link, type the link and hit apply, that's going to bring you to a different spot on the website. You can do that with any of the objects that you put in here. So that's inserting text and images, and you can also put things from Google Drive in here too. And this is used quite a bit. If I go back to Drive, and inside the drive here, I can put in entire folders if I want, or different things out of here. So if I was going to go to, let's go miscellaneous here, and I have a video, and I'm just going to go at the bottom. It says insert after I select it, insert. So now I have a video from my Google Drive that would play. Now, the one thing you have to realize, if you put something from your Google Drive that has permissions of only you can see it, and you want other people to see it, you have to change the permissions inside Google Drive. So if I wanted people to see this video, I would have to go to my Google Drive and say, let people, anybody on the web to see it, or people inside the organization. So anything you put from your Google Drive, do remember that too. On it, so that, because I might be able to see it when I'm working with it, but that's because I have permission. But if you were sending it out to a different group or parents, and if they are not logged in and they don't have an account to see it, they won't see it. So do think about that. Yes, so we can go back to Drive. If I go back to here, let's say if I was going to pick a folder here and insert, I can put an entire folder in. And so this works really well, because if all I have to do is update the files inside the folder, and then it will automatically come here and people will be able to see this. Now I'm just going to preview this so you can get an idea. So if I hit the preview button here, and remember, I'll be able to see everything because I'm logged in, but this is the preview, and it gives a glimpse into my folder that I could go, if the permissions are right, they could click on it, and I would never have to update this. Anything I put in the folder will automatically change. So you can add a lot of things from your Google Drive right through here. And you can change the order around quickly here. If I grab the handle to move, if I wanted this up, you just drag it up. Oh, I didn't drag it up that time. If I drag it up above, and now I've changed the order. You can size all of these things different if you wanted them to go across different lines. So I can, as I showed you before, I can move these things up to change the order of different things. Now, what I like though is using the layouts provided for me, and you can go through and play in inserting different things from your Google Drive and different things, but I just want to show you layouts on how that can save you a lot of time. I'm just going to go ahead and delete the horizontal rows that I already have across just by hitting the garbage can on both of these. These are the layouts. If you don't see them, they might be closed. You can see how it opens and closes here. Now the layouts are great because they kind of give you placeholders to put whatever you want. You can notice down of other things you can insert placeholders too, but these kind of help you with the design of it. So if I know, well, I want 3 images across, I could click on this one and I'm all ready. So it helps me format right across here, gives me a place to add text here and here. And then when I hit the plus, I can go ahead and upload, select image from Drive. I could add YouTube videos, a calendar, a map. So in this case, I'll just add, we'll do my upload that I did before. And I'm just going to put the 3 different dogs. So I'm going to go upload to each one. And I'll pick a different one. And one more here. And we'll use this one again. Like so, and I'll just call this dog 1. Whoops, dog 1 here. And you can see I can just add the text very quickly to each of these here. And I could add more text. So I could give a quick preview to see what this looks like now. And it starts to lay out things very nicely, gives me an idea, just speeds up the process. And you can go through and add more rows. So if I was going to go through here, I could click on it again and it adds another spot down here. Now you could just add text or do what you want, but I find this is a nice way to just really sort out your website when you're adding different, when you want to get that look. It gives a nice clean look and divides things up very nicely. And when I'm designing, a lot of times I like to use placeholder. So a placeholder is down here. So if I click on placeholder, it just gives a spot that says, well, I know I want to put something there. And when I'm ready, I can go through and then maybe put that video and change the size if I need it. I can use the grid behind it to stretch it out and get it to exactly the size that I want. So maybe it's something that maybe I want a Google Slides in there and show a Google Docs or a YouTube video. So I'd make it more appropriate size in here. I just want to show you a few more things how to insert, and it's just following down on this insert tab at the bottom, and you can look how we can have a few different things. So something like collapsible text, if we click it, and all we would have with it, so if I put what's below here and then just type something else, I'll say this is, you can see how it opens up and there's something below it. So that's collapsible text there. We have a table of contents. Now with a table of contents, what you need is to be putting headers in place. So if I was going to put some text, and I'll put a text in here, and I'll just put title 1 and drop down, I need to make this a heading here. So if I put another one here, and I'll just call this title 2, again, you need to make sure that you have this as a heading. Now, if I add my table of contents, it automatically picks up these titles. So they have to be headings when you put them in. It won't just pick up normal text. You can change it after. If you forgot to make them headings, you can go back and select it and put it. But then you'll be able to jump to different parts of the page where you can break down from these to it. So this page isn't very long, but that will help you organize some of your pages. Now the next thing I wanted to show you, just moving down, this is a great feature, is the image carousel. So you have to add at least 2 images, and I'll just go grab the ones I already have already. We'll grab, so I'm going to grab multiple 4 here, and it will upload these up here, and then I'm going to have a carousel, and then I'll show you what that looks like here. So we got the 2 going up here, and then there's the last one, and we'll go insert. So now it will have these dots at the bottom here, and I'm going to hit it in preview here, so it gives you an idea what it looks like. And we have this little slideshow that they can go through. We have this image carousel. So again, I can go back to this if I wanted to and change the dimensions depending on whatever has the best look in here. So go through and you have some settings in here that if you wanted to update any of these or add more to it. So that's the image carousel. There's the buttons if you needed to add links and a place to just hop to a different site. We have placeholders that I showed you, and just a couple other things. YouTube videos, if you were going to go, you can get the URL from it, or you can go ahead and search something. So if I was going to say Google Classroom, and I can go ahead and I'll put this video of mine right through here, and I can insert videos just like this. And then when you preview it, they'll be able to see this one. You can insert your Google calendars. Again, you got to make sure it's a public. If you're sharing it with everybody, if you want everybody to see, the calendar that you're sharing needs to be with the right permissions on it. We have maps. And the last thing I just wanted to point out, because you can play with all these things to insert, is just the Google Slides. A lot of people create nice looking slideshows with their Bitmojis, put them in, and go from here, and you can have a slideshow that gets put in. And when we load this, so I'll go ahead and preview this again, and you can kind of see that we get these slideshows right in here, and then they can go full screen right from here. And then so if you're putting up more information on it that they could go through a slideshow, it's easy to take your Google Sites and curate all your information and give it to them, give it to your students or whoever your audience is in a way that makes sense. So I'm just going to close out of this again. This kind of goes over all the different insert things that I've talked about here, and I'm just going to go to pages now and show you how easy it is to create some pages, but then you're going to do all those same things that I've already showed you on those new pages.
ลดแรงสูงสุด6ต่อที่
The last tab I want to talk about of these three is the pages. So we've only have one page. I've showed you how to insert everything into it, and we picked our theme. But pages is how we insert more pages, whether it be a whole new page or a link or menu link too. Now we can do this a few different ways. So notice there's always these three little dots here. If I click on it, we can duplicate a page, properties, add a sub page. So a sub page, I'll show you that in a moment, but I'm just going to hit the plus down here, and we have a couple of things we can add. Now I could add just a link. So if I wanted it to go to maybe a different site, and I could give it a title up here. So I'll just type it in here, and you can see now I would have a link to the website there. I can delete these if I want. If I go back, again, I can go back to properties, hide from navigation, or just delete it like so, and it would be gone. So now I'm back to only having my one home page. But if I want multiple pages here, we just call this, I'm going to call this dogs 2. We can change names after. You might not know all the names of pages if you want. Maybe you're doing it in your subjects area. You can see drop down if I wanted to give it a custom path, but I'm good with what it is here. Now I have dogs 2. So I have home and dogs 2. I'm going to add another page here, and I'm just going to call this dogs 3 on this one, just so that you can see all the differences here. Dogs 3. I'll preview it up top here. And we have our home page, we have our dogs 2, and our dogs 3 page. And I could keep adding more pages. I'll close out of this. I can customize each of these pages too, and I can drag them in different orders. If I drag them up, notice now the order is different. The other thing too is I can make it a sub page. So actually I'm going to go back and make a dogs 4 page, and then I'm going to take it, and I don't want it at the top. Let's say I drag it to the bottom, but I could drag it on top, and it makes a sub page. So you can see how it's indented, and it gives me this coming down, a drop down. So it's a
Okay guys, so you see it's the video called How to Use Google Sites Tutorial for Beginners, and he goes, I will send you the link and you can find it yourself, How to Use Google Sites Tutorial for Beginners, Teachers, Tech. He goes really into details how to do it. It's useful, but again, if you're just watching it, you will forget everything. You need to practice. But before you practice, you need to create a, it's called website. Okay, you need to create a website map, right? Sitemap. What will happen? Where will it take me? Right? Your shop. How many pages will you have? How many subpages will you have? What's on each page? Right? You need to decide that. It's more important than colors and pictures. Organization is very important. And this is what I want you to do. I want you to get together with your friend, your classmate, and decide. You can draw it by hand. You can use Google products. I recommend you to use Google product. This is you can use Jamboard, another application. Okay, Jamboard. Okay, you recent just a second, create new, and you share it with your friend. Share, right? Share. Okay, you will share it with your friend so that you can draw together, and then you will draw together. Okay, you will draw what you want. You can make it nice. You can put the text here. Okay, again, right now you are brainstorming, right? You are thinking how to do it, what will be, and then you'll work together. You will discuss, right? It's not easy. It takes time, right? To make a good website, you need to discuss carefully what it is you want to do. If it's clear here, if you're clear about what you want, you will make a good website. If you're unclear, you won't. So I give you your homework is to make a sitemap using Jamboard. Okay, with your friend, your coworker, your classmate, and you will send me, both of you will send me the same file, the same link. Okay, in the Google Classroom, you will submit it to me. I want to see at least 3 main pages, and at least 2 per each. Okay, at least 2 per each, and you need to write the name here, what it will be, and here, and then discuss, and maybe write explanation for me, right? So this is page 1, 2, 3. This is 1.1, 1.2. This is 1.11. You can put ABC, however you decide, and then you will explain what you want to put in each side. And of course, you need to decide what website it is. A shop, club, a school, informational website about some foods. Okay, and then you'll need to find information. Please don't do Thai food, because if I don't give you any, if I tell you to do anything you want, most students will do websites about Thai salad and Thai cooking. No, I don't want that. Be more creative. I know you can. Thai music, Thai holidays, Thai destinations, anything. If you're from Thailand, don't do Thai cooking. Okay, so this is it. The rest of the time is I give it to you and your friend. You need to, by the end of today's class, you need to create a Jamboard and share with me. Thank you. I stop the recording.